it's your favorite CEO, Jasmine C. Green, and I am back. I know you guys missed me. Sorry we had like our little pause break. I would like to call that a little vacation. You know, as an entrepreneur, things come up, things change, and I think it's super important, you know, to understand that not everyone is perfect. This is my first YouTube channel, and I'm like super excited, you know, to share all this great information. We'll be doing tips on how to be a better model, runway tips, print tips, what type of modeling there are, and then we'll also be going on this journey with me as well as we're developing MARZ. Be sure to click those buttons right below, subscribe, and if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at MARZ Enterprise LLC. Twitter, the same thing, and so is Facebook. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold you guys long, but as we continue to develop these videos, just want to let you know they'll be about 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes they might be like 4 minutes because we might be talking about something short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving, ate lots of food, and for my models, I hope y'all worked out after y'all ate. And even if you didn't, I'm sure you still look fabulous. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so I got my notes up. So what I decided to do is to start like prepping. So I'm like typing them up on Google, and I was just speaking to some of my models and, you know, some of the photographers that I've worked with, and I'm like, what should I talk about on this, you know, MARZ Model News? I don't want it to get repetitive and I don't want it to be boring. I wanted to make sure I gave you guys enough information for you guys to come back, like, subscribe, and share with all your friends and family. Be sure to follow us, okay, guys? All right, so what I'm gonna get in today is what does it mean to be a model? You know what I mean? Do you have what it takes to be a model? Ultimately, that's a question that a lot of times we ask. My top 5 points that are super important as you're developing your modeling career, or even if you're already in your modeling career. I never think that, you know, it's never a good time to learn more, because I'm still learning. I think we're all still learning as we continue to go about our lives, especially our everyday lives as an entrepreneur or a model or a photographer, stylist, makeup artist, whatever your craft is. I think it's super important to keep a flexible schedule. There's no schedule for castings. There's no schedule for photo shoots. I mean, you can pre-plan for them, but a lot of times clients will reach out to you based on a campaign or advertisement that might be just coming up. You have to be able to, you know, be flexible when it comes to modeling jobs, when it comes to fittings, when it comes to go-sees, and definitely develop a flexible schedule that will allow you, you know, to be that on-call model. Okay, so keep a flexible schedule. The other thing that's super important is update your photos. I'm not sure if a lot of models know what comp cards are or digitals, but those are items that you should take to every casting, every go-see, anywhere that you go, because it's super important that the client can see you at your natural state. That does not mean, you know, complete your comp card with your favorite, you know, hair, right? You want to keep it very natural, very clean, and simple. I usually advise that you wear all black to go-sees, castings, and things like that, because it makes your figure look a little bit slimmer, and it's also very clean. Make sure it's tight fitting. It could be some leggings, it could be a romper. And then the other important thing is no platforms. Keep very simple, you know, all black heels, something easy for you to walk in. Do not, I've had this happen, and I've even done it before. Do not buy new shoes and then go to a casting. That's a big no-no, right? You're gonna be like flip-flopping and walking like your feet hurt, because they're gonna hurt. So break your shoes in. But yeah, so make sure your photos are updated when you go on these castings. Make sure you look super professional and very desirable to the clients that you're trying to attract. And then I think it's super important that you understand that your features are very unique. So when you're going to these castings, what about you is something that is going to make you stand out? Okay, so the top 2 things that I have so far is keep a flexible schedule, update your photos, and then work. I think that's very self-explanatory. Research castings, find opportunities, you know, work with different agencies if that's something that you're interested in. Get a feel for the industry, because if you don't work, you don't learn. And if you don't learn, you don't get chosen, okay? So So it's super important that you put your all into everything that you do. You know, go out there ready to work. Go out there ready, you know, to know the knowledge of the client, of the casting that you're going to. I think I find a lot of times that models will come to me and they'll have questions, or they'll be like, oh, I want to model, I want to do this. And I'll be like, okay, so what do you know about the company? And they're like, you're a modeling agency? And I'm like, no. We are a management and consulting company that has models, photographers, makeup artists, stylists. So these are little small details that could possibly make you lose your job or not get chosen. So I think it's super important, you know, that you do your research with everything that you do, and be ready to work. I think ultimately that's what it boils down to. The fourth item that I have on my checklist here is be willing to travel. You know, I find that when you are in New York, you're like more likely to have that willing drive to travel. But when you are located in smaller towns, or, you know, the DMV as they call it, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, you got to be ready to travel. If I needed you to go to Miami this weekend to do this casting or this video shoot, you got to go. Okay, you got to be flexible. You got to be willing to work and get out there. If you need to go to New York, let me tell you guys something. So back when I was in college, right? By the way, I graduated from Towson University. Go Tigers. But while I was in college, I would always be on the weekends either in New York or like traveling somewhere. Okay, because I said a casting call is not going to wait for me, so I got to go get it. Granted, you know, I didn't get everything that I went out there. I put myself out there. I got the experience. And at this point in time, you know, it gave me that idea that anything is really possible. And as long as you put yourself in a place to prosper, that happens. So be willing to travel. You know, New York, perhaps Washington, D.C., is a good scenario. And, you know, as long as you're willing to travel, clients are more likely to choose you. I do have some contact with some models in Toronto. You know, shout out to MARZ. We're not out there yet, but we'll be out there, don't worry. As well as Texas and Miami. But these girls are willing to come all the way to DC to work, you know, in this industry. And I think that is a great drive, and everybody has to have that type of drive, okay? And then last but not least is network yourself. We talked about this briefly in the 3-2-1 experience, but it's super important. You got to network, okay? Don't be afraid to get out there and, you know, even surround yourself in that environment. You may not talk at your first event. You may, you know, be an observer, but it's always important to be a part. I always recommend that my models do one event per month because it's super important. You know, you want to represent the brand, you want to represent MARZ. Me, I like to do like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 events, as many as I can, because I need to get the company out there, right? So just so I wrap up, you guys, because I'm not going to hold you guys long, you know, some takeaways from today is to keep a flexible schedule as a model, update your photos at all times. By the way, I believe Walmart or Target or so, they definitely do your printouts for like $2 to $4. Not much, okay? If you need help, ask somebody, borrow that money, and then pay them back, okay? But yeah, keep a flexible schedule, update your photos, work, be willing to travel, and network your butt off, okay? I mean, network your heels off. It's super important that, you know, you keep these 5 things in mind, because as you continue this journey, I want everybody to want you. And I say the best way to have people want you is to remain professional. So guys, I'm wrapping up. That's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed your holiday, you know, with your family, friends, or however you spent it. I just want to make sure that you guys are getting all the news possible, all the tips possible. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at MARZ Enterprise LLC, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us everywhere. If you like to follow me, you can follow me at The Original JCG. That's right, The Original JCG. Be sure to check us out, and I can't wait to talk to you guys next Wednesday at 8. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.